Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Tuesday, the 10th of November. I'm not sure if you can hear the rain on the roof in the background, but yes, I am in my new studio here in Waihi. If you would like to see before photos or before video actually of the setup, you can head over to NZ Sports Radio and look at the Pulling Behind the Curtains article that is on there, which also talks about what's been going on over the last 5 weeks for me. That is exclusive for supporters of New Zealand Sports Radio, and you can kind of support it for as little as $1 a month. So if you'd like to see the behind the scenes here, that's what it was pre-set up. And also I'll be doing little videos over the coming weeks as I improve it. It's not just going to be a white background as you see here. It will be improving. So as I said, that's on NZ Sports, nzsportsradio.com if you would like to go and see that. Today in the news, we'll bring up to date in the football with the Women's Premiership here in New Zealand. Had its round 2 at the weekend. We've also had a pro squash tournament, which I'll bring you as well. We'll be having a chat about the cricket and the impact the IPL is having on the New Zealand international season. We'll also got initial results from the ban for Swinton after his red card during the Bledisloe Cup, and we'll also talk about Offa's red card as well. And that is all in the news this morning. So kicking off with the football and in the Women's Premiership, we had the second round of games at the weekend. Central Football and Waibop Football played out a 2-2 draw and that was Waibop's first game after a bye in round 1. Capital beat Southern United 5-0 with a hat trick for Kaylee Ward in that one. Capital's first win of the season, but a big one, wasn't it? And then Canterbury were down 1-4 by Auckland to see Auckland go top of or stay top of the table with 2 wins from 2 games and 11 goals points difference. So yeah, they've had a very good start to their season. A tough one there for both Central Football and Southern United, especially Southern United were looking to get their season underway. Northern Lights had a bye at the weekend. Staying with football and the Australia under-23 squad, or the Olyroos squad, was announced recently, and Reno Piscopo, Cameron Devlin and Joshua Laws of the Wellington Phoenix will all be joining up with that squad and training with them over the next 9 days in Sydney. So congratulations to those 3 players as they prepare with that squad ahead of the Tokyo Olympics that Australia have qualified for. Moving on then to the squash, and we had the Henderson PSA satellite events at the weekend, and Timiwa Chilishi came out on top, beating his higher ranked brother on his way to the finals, where he faced Elijah Thomas in that game. He came through 11-3, 11-9, 11-9 to win that one. So congratulations to him on that one. Over in the women's, and it was the same top 2 as were in the nationals the previous weekend, with Miller facing Palmer in that one, and Miller came through again to win 11-2, 5-11, 11-6, and 11-9. So congratulations to her, who's ranked 102nd in the world at the moment. Moving on to Rugby League then, and Honey Jeremiah Smiler has announced her retirement from the game. She played 32 times for the Kiwi Ferns, as playing in 4 World Cups, winning in both 2003 and 2008. In addition, she also represented New Zealand in the Sevens going to the going to the Sevens Rugby World Cup in Moscow as well in 2013. She's recently been appointed a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit for her services to the game. So she says that back in before that Women's Rugby World Cup, she had a chat with Eric Rush, who said he'd played through until he was 39. Yes, it looks like that's what Honey has managed to do. So congratulations to her. She's still going to stay involved with the game, but yes, congratulations. But her playing days are now over. Moving on to Rugby Union then, and as I say, Lachlan Swinton has been banned for 4 weeks. He put in an early guilty plea, which saw his initial 6-week ban reduced down to 4 weeks. He didn't get the good record ban though, because he's had 2 other bans previously, and so he wasn't eligible for that one, which often sees players have their ban reduced in half. Offa will have his hearing today, so we'll find out. I'll bring you news tomorrow as to what how his ban has gone. Aaron there, who's joining us from Auckland, has said it's raining up there, and yes, it's raining down here in Hamilton, in Waihi as well. As I say, you might be able to hear that on pitter pattering off the roof, and I have to see what I can do that as part of the renovations to my studio. But I can't see any changes to that one early, folks. So I'm afraid that might be a running theme for the channel when it's raining here in Waihi. Moving on then to staying with rugby, and New Zealand Rugby is apparently considering a major revamp of the Mitre 10 Cup. This has been on the cards, well, let's be honest, from earlier this year, or even with the review that the McKenzie report did, and then having COVID as well has meant that Mark Robinson has come out and said that there needs to be serious changes to cut costs. We've seen that already with the Farah Palmer Cup having a North Division and a South Division, and rumour has it that something similar could be on the cards as well, and to save on the travel costs. Already changes have been made in that previously trips over 4 hours by coach you could fly, but now it's 6 hours before you're allowed to fly, which sees lots of obviously more longer coach trips. Also, the NZ Rugby is considering cutting provincial unions funding by 20% next year. So that'd be a big cut. Typically, New Zealand Rugby dishes out around about 30 million per year to the club. So potentially that North-South division split will happen in the Mitre 10 Cup next year, with so there'll be some cynical people suggesting it's because Canterbury were potentially going to be relegated, but I think it's been on the cards longer than that. So we'll have to see what comes out in over the coming weeks and months about the Mitre 10 Cup. Look, this weekend is a cracking weekend of games with the playoffs available to most sides, and also relegation if the current structure maintains next year available. So we'll have to see how that all pans out, not only this season but also for the seasons coming. Onto the cricket then. We mentioned how the West Indies IPL players would be in quarantine until just before their series against the Black Caps this year. That also applies to the Black Cap players who are at the IPL, including captain Kane Williamson, Trent Boult, Jimmy Neesham, Lockie Ferguson, Mitchell Sansner, Tim Siffer, along with McCullum and Bond, who are coaches, Tom Sinnick, the physiotherapist, and also strength and conditioning coach Chris Donaldson. That means we'll have they will have their own training bubble for 14 days as they are isolating in Christchurch, in the same hotel that the Wallabies used last month. And so that is what will be happening. And then the West Indies IPL players will also have to do the same thing, which has 8 players in that one in a separate bubble. They'll be before they play their opening game. Over then, it's the US the Masters coming up this weekend, and former winner Sergio Garcia has had to withdraw from that due to a positive COVID test. So he is unfortunately out of that event coming up this coming weekend. And that's is brought you up to speed with all the important sports news. Tomorrow we'll be talking about the surfing and the winner of the Queen of the Point. We'll also bring you up to date with what is happening with the New Zealand Cycling Classic next year as well. So we'll bring you up to date with both of those events tomorrow on the morning sports briefing at 7 a.m. Don't forget to join us at 8 p.m. this evening for the Driving More Show. Also about all the hot topics in rugby. No doubt we'll be talking about whether red cards should exist. We'll also have a look forward to the ANC, or the Autumn Nations Cup, that's coming up in Europe, as well as having a look forward. I was discussing All Blacks selections, I'm sure, with the Rugby Championship going on, and also the Mitre 10 Cup news that has come out today, and our thoughts on that. So do join us at 8 p.m. for the Driving More Show this evening. And I say I'll be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with the morning sports briefing.